December 18, 2013, current time 1200 GMT. It's FOMC day. The question for today is whether the Fed announces its tapering, because it's just a matter of when, not if, the Fed starts to taper. Also, by how much and how long the process will take. In addition, what you can be pretty assured of is when the Fed does announce a tapering, it's going to be accompanied by an emphasis or re-emphasis on its forward guidance, which means tapering is not tightening, and then we're not in a rush to raise short-term rates in an effort to temper any negative reaction to the start of tapering. Whether it happens today, it's a close call. Economic data and a budget deal would justify the start of tapering. What might hold them back is the holiday period and the desire not to upset markets before Christmas, especially with liquidity at a very thin time. Also, today, you're going to have two things to watch. You have first the statement, and then it's followed 30 minutes later by Bernanke's press conference. And therefore, you really have to be cautious during that period, because Bernanke, even if the Fed doesn't start to taper, Bernanke could lay the groundwork for tapering in his press conference. So it really sets up the potential for a whipsaw. In any case, what we do know or pretty sure will happen is there will be volatility around the decision time. But if the market reacts negatively to the dollar reacts negatively and we to no tapering, it may offer an opportunity. As because I said, it's a matter of when, not if, and the question will be whether the Fed sends a signal that the risk is January or later in March. So we have a lot of risk to this event. If the Fed tapers, and it's a new ball game. If the Fed holds off, it's just a matter of when. So therefore, I think anything above Eurodollar 138.50 probably be hard to sustain. Although we'll probably see stops at 138.32. We'll go through that in a second. And on the downside, there's not much until you get in the lower 137s and below. If you look at a daily chart, same as yesterday, there's no change here. We've been consolidating for 5 days since we made this high at 138, I think it's 11 or so, with 137.08, on daily chart, a support point. Then you have the 20-day moving average in the mid 136s, 50-day average, and the key trend line comes in at 135.95. If we could skip ahead here. If you go to the 4-hour chart, it's really been pretty much sideways since we made this 138.32 high. Once again, 137.08 is a key level. Then you got this whole avoid down here till 136.21, and the 100 period moving average, 100 period moving average is 136.60, and if you look at the 1 hour charts, are pretty much the same, 137.08 and 136.94 are the key levels on a 1 hour chart. But if you look at the price action, it's been around 137.50 for how many days now? For quite some time, and that's where we're sitting at this moment, just around 137.50. That's going to kind of be your barometer if we trade between 137, 138. But knowing the way this market reacts to news, it's going to trade on either side of those levels. The question is, whether a break of 137 or a break above 138 will be sustained after the number. I told you what my view was about 138.50. And we kind of got a void on the downside, but it's a matter of positioning and position adjustments now. Because I can't see big bets being made at this time of year, so it's even, if we do get a reaction, it's just hard to see people just running in and positioning themselves based on whatever happens, especially if there's no taper. Otherwise, overnight we had sterling got a boost at a better jobs number that weighed on the euro dollar, sent it back to 137.50 as euro sterling fell. Dollar yen continues to pivot 103. So it's 163 in sterling, 103 in the yen. Those levels have been traded by the side this all week, and 137.50 in the euro after the FOMC. So hold on to your hats, beware of whipsaws, and beware of that 30-minute period between the initial headlines and when Bernanke speaks. What Bernanke speaks may be more important than the FOMC statement, because he has time to clarify and set the stage for tapering if it doesn't happen today. If you want to see more of our daily Forex market updates, you can visit us at globalview.com or send me an email.